Well, she would tell the story of when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, and she said that there was this old woman who was Lazarus's aunt or something.
Lazarus's aunt.
Who was spinning a clay bowl on a wheel nearby, and that Christ's words, the actual incantation to raise the dead, were recorded in the clay grooves of the pottery, just like the way music is recorded into vinyl.
You see, it's just not true that you can't get good science at Catholic school. It's a lie.
Hello everyone, once again this is Dare to Speak. I think what I put on that small part from the X-Files, I just put that part just to make a point. And I made this point before earlier, I just never got really any real serious response from it. But even back when I used to believe in God, and I was heavy into Judaism, this is when I was in my 30s, in my mid to late 30s. And the thing is, I made a point, at least I tried to make a point, that the real Jesus was actually using magic. In this particular case, he was a cabalist. He was using Jewish Kabbalistic magic. He was using the Kabbalah. He was using what is called practical Kabbalah, which is a form of Jewish sorcery, or if you want to call it Jewish white magic or whatever. It depends on what your point of view is on it. He knows about the summoning of angels, the Shimha Mafash, and the summoning of demons, which is the Goesha and stuff like that. And the reason why I say this, I'm pretty sure he was familiar with it. Not that I'm saying that he practiced it, but he was very familiar with it, because the teachings of what he actually did to do this resurrection spell when he raised Lazarus from the dead, he used a secret incantation that was used by King Solomon. King Solomon used this incantation to bring people back from the dead. So whatever wounds they would have, it would close up, it would regenerate. The body will be nice and healthy again, and the soul will go back into the body. Now, this is a form of incantation that's used to resurrect people. Now, it's understandable that most people would probably say that this is a bunch of crap. You know, I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can believe what you want. I don't really care. But it just makes a great deal of sense that this might possibly, most likely be true. Because I used to study this one back many years ago, and I came to the conclusion that it's actually possible. And a lot of the incantations were also done by the ancient Egyptians. So a lot of what King Solomon did was also mixed in with Egyptian magic, and which were handed down from, not just from the Egyptians, but passed on to Moses, because Moses also practiced Egyptian magic. And then when he found out that he was a Hebrew, he was taught in the ways of practical Kabbalah. So we combined those two. So there was just more than 5 books of Moses. There was the 6th and 7th book, which is strictly Egyptian magic and Kabbalah, practical Kabbalah magic. And then many years later, through many generations, it was passed down to King David and then King Solomon, who became the number one expert in it. He was also known to be the greatest exorcist that ever lived. King Solomon was, not Jesus. Jesus was actually the second most. He was like the second. So in that incantation that he used to raise Lazarus from the dead, it was an incantation that King Solomon used for the same thing. And a lot of people are going to find this hard to believe, but to me it makes perfect sense. But then again, it's just me. I just want to know what you people think. Just give me your opinion. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And to all of you, take care.